Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear students, this is your teacher Bushra Salman and Sister Shabano. We are here again with another amazing topic, importance of knowledge. And we are going to discuss various kinds of knowledge and what is importance of knowledge in our lives. And I would start my conversation with this ayah of Surah Al-Alaq, which is first revelation happened to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and it says, "Ikra bismi rabbikal lazi khalaqa." Its translation is read or recite with the name of Allah who created. So this shows us importance of knowledge, that Allah Ta'ala started the first word. I started his revelation with the first word, Ikra. So this is importance of reading. Ikra is a generic word, general word. It means it shows us importance of reading and writing both. In fact, it shows the importance of knowledge. I would like to begin with some important points in Quran, like how Quran emphasize on the importance of knowledge, and I would like then Sister Shabano to add some points. But why not you read it, Sister Shabano? The first slide.
Yeah, sure. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. What Quran says about acquiring knowledge? Quran emphasizes on knowledge on various places. Are those who know equal to those who do not know? Al-Quran 39:9.
Right. I just included one ayah, and we can just talk about in general. So, Sister Shabano, would you like to say something? How Quran on various places emphasize on ayah?
Yeah. This, first of all, this talking about this surah ayah, it clearly divides the humanity into two types. Literally it is showing that they are on the paths, they are having two paths, one who are having the knowledge and one who are not having the knowledge. So as you started with the first revelation, it means that it saying ikra, saying recite, means Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is emphasizing on the importance of our conscious effort. Knowledge is not a self-growth process. It's not like our the way our body is growing, the way the whole natural process is going. This is the concept which we need to inculcate ourselves, the process, the curiosity, the passion. And here it shows that there are total difference between the people who know and the people who don't know. And later in the Quran, it is clearly indicated that the people who know, how they are different with the people who do not know. So we can have many examples, and knowing, consciously knowing, absorbing the education, the knowledge is something which is not, which initially the concept which is going to be a part of my personality, that was foreigner thing, and then I have to absorb it. So I am accepting any sort of positivity. So being in the receptive mode, being in the focus mode is the main point of the knowledge. So it covers many areas, and inshallah we are going to discuss in further slides. But before that, Bushra Salman, can you please add your point of view specifically in this ayah?
You said it all. Allah Ta'ala is emphasizing on like who knows is of course superior than who doesn't know. Now we really need to distinguish what is really knowing, right? Like how as a human being we can identify like what is knowledge, what is true knowledge, what is knowing, because I can think I know and I can feel superior in myself, right? So the rest of the slides explain like what true knowledge is. So this ayah is like included for a reason, that so that we know the difference of knower and not knower. So let's read further, and my point of view will be elaborated in next slides.
Yeah.
Okay. What Hadith says about acquiring knowledge? It's obligation to all men and women according to Hadith. Seeking knowledge is an obligation upon every Muslim. And there's a source of Hadith, Sahih Hadith, and then whoever takes a path in search of knowledge, Allah will cause him to walk one of the paths to paradise. Indeed, the angels will lower their wings in great pleasure with one who speaks knowledge. Prophet, according to an incident, as asked. Sorry, there are some typos in this document. I apologize for that. Prophet, according to an incident, asked Zaid bin Harisa and Abdullah ibn Umar, um, asked to leave from Battle of Badr to read and write. So sorry for these typos, guys. Let me just correct while we are reading it. Okay, so I will just add my 2 cents, and I would let you explain, Sister Shabano, that this shows the importance of knowledge. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is encouraging us to be on path of knowledge because it is path of paradise. So Allah ta'ala mentioned paradise in parallel to knowledge. It means it's so much bigger thing. It's not just a smaller stuff. And it starts with knowing yourself, knowing your fellow beings, knowing the universe, knowing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So it's not a small thing. What we think like paradise will be bestowed like nothing. Like it is a bigger thing. That's why Allah ta'ala is giving paradise in return. That's what I perceived from this hadith. And secondly, can you add your point of view for the second hadith so that we can save our time, Sister Shabana?
Yeah, this is amazing hadith which elaborates the importance that after Badr, after the Battle of Badr.
Actually, they were going to Battle of Badr, and Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu asked Zaid bin Harisa and Abdullah ibn Umar to leave that battle, that don't go to the battle. And because you have important things to do, which is reading and writing.
And after Battle of Badr, even the few prisoners, all the prisoners of the from Makkah, they were asked that they will be liberated if they taught any of the 10 Muslims. Right. And they were so much rewarded. So their liberation was with reference to their knowledge. Right. So how it is important, and I think further I have few questions which I believe they will be sorted out in coming slides. Inshallah. That my question is that I just want to add that is this knowledge is a worldly knowledge, or is Islam only constrained to the knowledge of a book? So knowledge of book is a knowledge of only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or it encompasses the whole word knowledge, it like secular knowledge. So this is question, and I'm anxious to know what's the answer.
We are going to talk about it, the both kind of knowledge. Thanks for the heads up. So history of knowledge, I briefly want to talk about it, then we will come to the points which you mentioned, Sister Shabano. History of knowledge is basically as old as the history of Prophet Adam. You would know in my lectures, I have referred this incident so many times, the Prophet Adam's incident, because it has so many takeaways in it in many ways, like takeaway on mistake, takeaway on creation plan. So there is another takeaway in it, that Allah taught Adam the names of all things. This is Surah, I think Surah Baqarah. It's Surah Baqarah in ayat 31. So when Prophet Adam was presented in front of angels, and angel said, "Oh, you have created someone who is going to do anarchy on the face of earth." So Allah Ta'ala said, "Look what I made. Adam, please tell them all the names which I have told you." And then Prophet Adam told names of the things, all of the things, because Allah was sending Prophet Adam to the earth, and Allah prepared Prophet Adam with all the vocabulary. So that vocabulary, when he mentioned in front of angels were surprised. And truly the source of that knowledge is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But that shows us importance of knowledge. So to me, the history of knowledge is as old as the history of Prophet Adam. Do you want to say something, Sister Shabana?
Yeah, here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is making like us realize that this is the knowledge which will distinction the man, the class and the difference of the human being would be the knowledge. And we know, as we are all Muslim, alhamdulillah, we know that it is the knowledge, and the true knowledge will lead us to Jannah. So the distinction and the distribution and the difference, finally it is due to the knowledge.
Right,
So
right.
I take it.
The angels are considered as a like a high beings, like they're angels. They don't do mistakes, and they're always busy in worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But in front of them, a human being is being given this priority, and that is based on knowledge. That is beauty of that incident. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, you are angels, you are my utmost beloved creature. But here it goes, the human being, and that has superiority on you because of that knowledge. So
Yeah.
knowledge is something which makes you, what I should say, I don't want to use word superior, or I should say valuable in sight of Allah. That is more appropriate word here. So
Exactly.
Jazakallah khair.
Very, very well said.
So we will do some activity here. I'll take a pause, and your amazing instructors in the class is going to help you. You must have devices with you and internet. If you don't have, ask your instructor. They're going to help you go through this link. And this is having an article about how Muslims made progress in word of knowledge, and they do all those scientific inventions. The inventions do not happen overnight, right? You ponder, you study, you spend time, and I just want to give a glance of what we used to be, and how we have to regain that status by acquiring the knowledge, right? And we will have a separate topic on that, Islam and science, or Muslim inventions. But I just wanted to just do a quick touch base over here on this topic as well. So you guys go and read this article, and the next activity is, after reading the article, you can write down answer in your own books, how Allah made knowledge a point of distinction in Adam's story. Sister Banu explained it. You are going to rewrite in your own words. I'm going to take pause, and we will come back.
Okay.
Welcome back, kids. So our next slide is, what are signs of beneficial knowledge? To me, I'll explain it later on. Let me read through the slide. Beneficial knowledge develops fear of Allah. It leads to immediate actions. It creates humility. It benefits others. I will give my 2 cents on first 2 points, and next 2 points Sister Shabana would say something. So whoever is knowledgeful becomes fearful of Allah. Like, you do not just acquire the knowledge and do nothing about it, right? And this and the next one are actually interconnected. You develop the fear of Allah and you do immediate action. So this is this point is particularly not only for the deen, knowledge of deen, it is knowledge of worldly things as well. More you are aware of your surrounding, more you fear Allah. Like, for example, it's not about just Jannat Jahannam. For example, it's about your planet. Due to global warming, the ice in Antarctica is melting. This knowledge should make you afraid of your responsibility, like afraid of Allah on regarding your responsibilities towards this planet Earth, right? This is one of the example of the fear, right? It can be worldly fear, like things about fear about the worldly things. It can be fear about like doing bad deeds and going to Jahannam. So when you acquire both kind of knowledge, which we are going to talk, like secular knowledge and divine knowledge, or knowledge of deen or the secular knowledge, you develop both kind of fear in you, and it requires immediate action. It's not like you come to know right and wrong and you don't do anything about it. It means that knowledge is not sufficient, right? So these are two points, and rest of 2 points Sister Shabana will explain.
So it creates humility and it benefits others. So beneficial knowledge and beneficial. This knowledge encompasses the whole concept of the knowledge, whether it is secular form or the divine form. What I personally believe, the secular knowledge is also a form of divine knowledge, because the source of every knowledge is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So humility means you feel helplessness, you feel your own limit, you can feel your limit, you can feel your limitations, your capacity, and then you approach Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If we talk about in the area of divine knowledge, it creates another it's open the window of God realization, the magnitude of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's power, and it limits your faulty perceptions, and it gives you the power of true submission. This is the one the one aspect which comes in the reference of divine knowledge. And obviously when you are the fruit of the humility is you start benefit others, and this is the fruit of humility and divine knowledge. So, and talking towards the secular version of the knowledge, and that is truly, being Muslim, we should believe that every knowledge is for every other person, is discovery, is not the creation of that discovery, that knowledge. If Newton have come up with few laws, those laws were already there, and he was the one who, due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's permission, he disclosed those laws. So every type of knowledge is at last is a divine knowledge. But talking specifically about the secular knowledge, there is a research which come across in a magazine, and they said that there was a research with who all the participant of those worldwide tournaments, and who there was a one trait who was there in all the winners, all the gold medalists and all the winners, and that was that they were aware that they don't know. They were not confident about their self. That, and the psyche, they told that when a player, when a participant knows that he does not know, from there he starts, it generates curiosity, it generates passion, it generates motivation that leads to the struggle. But if you start thinking about that you are done with your studies, you are enough with your work, it starts, that is a full stop of growth. Right. So in both areas, whether, and it is very much evident. You must have seen in many matches, you will come up with top players and with overconfident statement, confident statement that we're gonna win this with an element of overconfidence. Right. That ends up with a result of loss. So right. In both version, humility is the basic element for the success. Right. So yeah, I would, Jazakallah khair, I would add just one more point. Sorry to cut you off if I did. So no. Yeah, beneficial knowledge is actually what is sign that whatever you acquired is beneficial, right? So one of the sign that if a scholar becomes proud of what he has, right, as a knowledge, that is not beneficial knowledge. That's how we should see it, right? There's one other aspect. I think it's the same thing which we are just saying. It creates humility in you if it's really a beneficial knowledge, if it's true knowledge. So if it created arrogance, so it's not beneficial knowledge, it's not true knowledge, like you said. And it's also— Can I add an example if we are not short of time? Example is like, for example, I would give example from the students themselves. If somebody in the class knows a lot, right, and that person becomes arrogant about it. I know a lot. I know everybody more than everybody in the class, and he's not helpful at all, and he's not humble about it. That knowledge is not gonna help him and others. Not gonna help him, because Allah Ta'ala says nobody can go to Jannah if he has this much arrogance in his heart. So if a knowledge is creating knowledge, which is a good thing,
which is a virtuous thing.
become destructive.
It is creating arrogance in your heart. It's not beneficial. It's not
And there is an example from history. Columbus, he
Yeah.
was the discoverer of America, and there is a day which is celebrated with the name of Columbus. But with his personal journey, he became so arrogant. At the end, he was in jail because of his arrogance. So
Right.
whether he was a curiosity person, he was full of victory, but at the end it didn't end
It didn't go
well.
well.
Didn't go well. So I think we have a lot of examples in our
Right.
other areas as well,
Right.
that
Right.
if humility is not the product, the knowledge will not be beneficial.
Right. Right. That is a good example. Thank you, Sister Shabano. No knowledge is good knowledge without divine knowledge. I think we have touched a little bit this area.
Yeah.
We will add little bit more so that we can talk about formal and informal knowledge. So divine knowledge, there are two types of knowledge. Divine knowledge is what Allah Ta'ala has bestowed us. Like it is from Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And worldly knowledge is knowledge which you acquire by worldly means, by worldly things. And Sister Shabano can speak better than me on this. Go ahead, Sister Shabano.
The word divine knowledge, if we talk about divine knowledge, what are the sources of divine knowledge? The sources of divine knowledge is obviously Quran and Sunnah. And the formal education or the secular knowledge have the sources of worldly knowledge, like all the books. If we are talking about physics, the physics, chemistry, bio and astronomy, and all the books of cosmos and every other knowledge. But and the whole this area which covers knowledge and I'm out of my mind.
No, it's okay. It's okay. So, I will add on. We had discussion on that previously, so I can add on. So the divine knowledge is the sources, like you said, Quran and Sunnah, right? The source is Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala. And then the worldly knowledge is what Allah Ta'ala has taught people, and then they keep on evolving on the base of the the word. They keep on looking at the things and making inventions. That is not divine knowledge. That is form of divine knowledge, because the origin is divine knowledge. But the worldly knowledge is like you said, all these subjects which are man-made knowledge, like biochemistry, all these different fields, they are the worldly knowledge, and divine knowledge is Quran and Sunnah. Now, an interesting thing, the knowledge which you derive from nature is also knowledge from divine knowledge, right? Whatever lesson you derive from animals, we had those lectures. Lessons from animals, lessons from plants, lessons from cosmos. These are all part of divine knowledge, right? They're not taught at any university. They are acquired by tadabbur. They are acquired by doing introspection. So the divine knowledge and introspection go hand in hand, and we can become a master of worldly knowledge if we have the same kind of introspection in worldly knowledge as well. So this is the difference. And Allah Ta'ala has both kind of knowledge for our benefit, and their sources. The prophets were the source of divine knowledge. Then there are awliya, or the people who are saints, who have that knowledge more than us, or the true scholar, I should say. That's a true word for it. A source of divine knowledge. Now, I would like to say informal and formal knowledge, they are also this is also one category which is sort of can be explained along with divine and worldly knowledge. Informal knowledge is like we are sitting together and we are learning something. This is form of formal knowledge. We are sitting here and we are trying to increase your knowledge from the little knowledge we have, right? And then your teachers teach you and give you lecture, and then your Quran teacher gives you lecture and all. That is all forms of formal knowledge. And the informal knowledge is you live in society, you look at the behaviors, you learn from those. And then like I said, learning from plants, learning from animals, these are all informal forms of knowledge, and divine knowledge can be formal and informal. Just like that, your worldly knowledge can be formal and informal. So these are different forms. We just wanted to talk about it. And then transferring the knowledge to others is Satya Jariya. This is very important point. Allah Ta'ala said, like, when a person is deceased, everything is wasted, or nothing is useful in grave except a knowledge which he has given to someone else, and it benefits others after his death. Or there are two more things, I think. I'm forgetting, like pious offspring, or pious kids, or righteous kids. And there was third thing, I think, the money spent in
Money
in
spent.
in way of Allah. So knowledge is one of those three important things. So if you don't have anything to do charity, it's okay. Just teach someone something beneficial, and it doesn't have to be Quran or Hadith. If you are teaching your fellows a concept of chemistry or biology or physics or computer science, just for sake of help, and your niya is that your intention is that this is going to help this person, that can be source of sadaqah jariyah for you. Sister
Yeah.
Banu, would you like to say something?
Yeah, you all said it well, and it's amazing that the end product should that we should spread the knowledge. Whatever we have, we should distribute it. We should be positive enough to share the knowledge. Yeah, this is the takeaway.
Right.
Thank you.
I think there are these types of knowledges: divine knowledge and the worldly knowledge, and formal and informal. All we are going to elaborate in further lectures. We will talk about it. This was just a high level overview on importance of knowledge. So that you guys, when you are sitting here in this institute, don't think that you are doing, day-to-day routine activity. You should consider it an ibadah. Everything becomes ibadah if you think it as an obligation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you come to your college with the concept, oh, I'm going to acquire the knowledge which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told me that it's an obligation, this class would become an ibadah for you. So that's the whole purpose of this lecture. So I hope you got these points. And now we have this class activity. Are you able to see my screen, Sister Shabano?
Yeah, the class activity. It's very visible.
Okay. So the class activity is write answers to following in your notebooks. What is formal knowledge and what is informal knowledge? And why divine knowledge has the utmost importance. So write down your responses and it will be submitted to us. And we will come with another amazing topic. Thank you so much, everyone. Jazakallah, Sister Shabano.
Jazakallah, everyone.
Assalamu
Jazakallah.
alaikum. Allah Hafiz.